Welcome to a brand new video, guys and girls. This one's going to be a Hex-A-Gone tutorial, and first of all we're going to start with a very special clip on the Hex-A-Gone just to sort of show off and get a bit of clout points for you, just to show we got a big PP. That's right. Get ready for this, boys and girls, because this is one way to start a tutorial video. Okay, so you can see that I actually didn't go for the risk on that one, but we're going to go on to the free platforms here because we noticed the chicken coming across. The chicken goes for the grab play, Synergy goes for the dive and jumps, head bounces off the Sonic's head, forces the Sonic down into elimination zone, cuts off the last player and gets the dub. Okay, so what we're going to move on to is we're going to move on to our special tips and tricks for Hex-A-Gone. Right, so first of all, first tip, you want to stay on the outside as much as possible, okay? The reason being is a lot of players won't risk actually moving on the outside, so basically they won't intentionally run into you as much as possible. So if you're a little bit worried about getting hit by other players, getting grabbed by other players, basically just use the outside and start with some slow jumps. That way you can see who's coming to you and you can change your camera angles in order to maneuver away from them. Okay, the next tip that we can have is basically when somebody is running across you like you just seen as so, you need to find the most optimal path and literally be more aggressive than you would normally be. So do not let go of your W key, do not let go of your forward key if you're on controller, and basically just cut them off as much as possible. Okay, so next up is how to actually get rid of the tiles. Okay, so what you want to do on the tiles is when you are cutting someone off, you want to stand in between two separate tiles, okay? Not just one tile. So what I mean by that is basically standing in the middle of two tiles and taking out two tiles per time. That way they're gonna panic a hell of a lot more, and you can see just right here I'm gonna try and cut him off and get across here, not allow him to get across, and there we go. Okay. So next up, we're just utilising, changing our camera angles, seeing where the best place is. This place has the most paths. So what we're going to focus on first is cutting off the player and then just taking all these for ourselves, which allows us to get the victory. You'll have to forgive me, guys and girls, I do have a little bit of dry throat today. But yeah, even when you do use small little platforms like this, I'm going to use that, and that way when you are actually jumping down onto the Hex-A-Gones, you can actually go for a dive, which will take out quite a number of platforms. When you do dive in front of people, when you take out 3 platforms, you're actually going to send them down, but you'll be able to recover, as in get back on your feet and then start moving on the other tiles. Sometimes it's going to be completely unavoidable where you will go head on head with another player and there is nothing you can do and nowhere you can actually go. Okay, basically the next test, well, I say the next test, I mean the next tip. The next tip is cutting off your own sections. When you cut off your own sections, you guarantee that little platform for yourself. But you can see I've left enough sections for me to get across at the minute. Okay, but the problem is I don't know if you can make that, so I don't go to make that. Even though if I did manage to leave a little path across there, I would have actually been gravy and I wouldn't be in this situation right now. But again, I have no fear. Whenever I'm on the bottom, I'm a very aggressive player, so I will find the most optimal path and I will make plays that will get the dubs as well. So we're just going to take our time with it, etc. Okay, so we are going to move on into the next clip right after this jump. There you go, that's another win. Right, so the next clip is when you are on top and you're starting out, sometimes it's not actually the best idea to go to platform. So sometimes what you could actually do is you could go directly down and you could take out some platforms that are underneath other people's feet. So what that will do is it will force them in a direction where other players are. When you force them in the direction where other players are, they're going to take out each other's tiles, and chances are they're going to start the grab game, which will allow you to get a lot more tiles to yourself. From here, I jump across because I need to cut him off from being able to reach my tiles. He'll have the same amount of number, but as long as I drop first, I've got more of an optimal choice of where I want to go. Unfortunately, one player does end up behind me there. He ends up messing up, and we just cut across here. Okay, that guy's just done a nice little cut off on me, as you can see there. That is well played, but I'm going to make it backwards on myself. We did fall down there, but this guy's gone for the actual short route, which was a mistake. Unfortunately, we ended up with players on us as well, so we just have to cut off a little section for ourselves. We're looking around, seeing if we can make certain sort of jumps as well. So sometimes we've got time to actually spin around. Okay. We are going to land on people here, so the reason we actually opted to come down there is because there was about 3 to 4 players, so what we needed to make sure is that they couldn't reach our areas as well. So the actual witch just messed up, so on this yellow section you can see the next tip is basically always look below you. So you can see that most of the section there has been taken out, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually taking out the left hand tiles. Okay. And then I'm going to double back on myself because the most area is over that side. So if I can secure that area, I can secure the win. So how am I going to do this? Pay very special attention. There we go. So we go to cut him off. Unfortunately, he makes it through. So we go for the pullback. As we pull him back, we've just secured this whole platform to ourselves, and that allows us to have more tiles than anybody else, which should guarantee us the victory. Okay, we do take out 3 tiles here, but it makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. Okay, we are moving into the next clip, guys and girls. So we start from the top, little bunny hop. You can see me actually stand still there, and that's to avoid falling over, getting my feet taken out by another player or anything like that. We know that the guys just took the section above us, so we want to take the section that's below him. That way he can't just simply drop down once he runs out of his tiles. He's going to drop down several floors, maybe 1, 2 or 3 floors. Okay, we will use like the little parts here as well. Now we need to make it across the middle. Okay, we're changing our camera angle. We're taking a different section here, using the outside. That way we can double back on ourselves a lot easier. We can see that blue section is pretty good and is pretty free at the minute. So we're just going to take our time over here. We need to pay attention on where the pineapple skin goes to. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the pineapple skin off. There you go. And we couldn't make the other one, so we actually end up falling the floors there. So because the pineapple skin hit our feet, we couldn't actually make that one. But we've just gone over to the larger section again. We're starting to cut it off as well. We're looking for any optimal pass in the center where people can make it across to us. If they can make it across to you, you need to take out the tiles that are basically in the path there. Unfortunately, 2 of them do end up making it across here, so I'm just gonna go around, and there we go. Okay.
Whoa, lag. Oh, come on.
Next up we have a live stream example for you guys and girls. This is what to do when you are lagging. Cutting off is the most aggressive playstyle that you can have. You can see that I'm actually the first one on the blue section, but don't panic.
It's like we might be one of the first eliminated here.
Rule 1, never panic, okay? The next tip I'm going to give you is never change your camera angles too fast, otherwise you'll get a glitch where you actually hit the ridges of the platforms and they will send you down under. Turning my camera angle, finding an optimal path again, seeing where we can go. Aggressive is going to get you more crowns, bigger PP and more clout points. Don't forget, guys and girls, if you do like the video, to like, comment and subscribe.
Yeah, well,
that is it
for this gold video.
No way. Peace.